Hey guys, it's FallenDice, and welcome back to the Xtorment multiplayer server. Decided to have a little bit more fun over here today. Everything's pretty much how I left it the last time, and I was bringing over some cows and some other stuff and realized that my livestock pen over there, it's just not big enough. And I really don't feel like clearing out large amounts of space just to store a bunch of animals. And I figured a fun project would be to build it underwater. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and construct a giant glass sphere under the water here, and that's where we'll store our animals. So I'm sitting here on a dirt pillar. I'm going to kind of start it around in dirt and then put the glass on top just to make it a little easier for air underneath, and then we'll start to spread it out. So do a little bit more preliminary work, and then we'll come back. So I kind of played around a little bit on my creative one, and I'd started, using the glass panes, which you can place for air, since obviously I don't have any respirator helmets yet. And it worked good to get the base structure in the top going, but to clear it out of water so that I had air, I still had to fill it. And I will be honest, trying to fill it from inside and then get into the sides to get air actually ended up being harder than placing the initial glass to begin with. So what I'm trying here is we're basically setting up a kind of squarish type structure. I'm going to kind of fit more towards my design as I get it bigger. There's a specific design I have for this. I went into MC Edit and created a 50 block wide or diameter sphere, and then I basically copied onto paper the exact dimensions of the top 8 levels, and that's what I kind of plan on building. I figure after the 8 levels we'll end up down towards the bottom, and I can always go back and look at it if I need to as I'm going there to get the dimensions and make it circular. But the top one is only what did I think it was? I think it was like 12, maybe 12 wide. No, 14 wide, because it's 4 in the center and then 6 out each way, and it kind of balances out. So I figure if I at least get that, I'll have at least the top layer heading down, and then from there I can start, as I clear things out, I'll add to it. And then I'll go in after I have the wooden structure completed. I'll just put glass on top of it, and then I get underneath it and start clearing out the dirt, and I'll have air because there'll be no water in there. So that to me seems the easiest way to do this. I know there's obviously other ways you can do it, but I kind of like the doing it this way, so we'll see how this works out. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it seems like this is actually easier than what I had been trying to do, even before I got to the point where we're, trying to give myself air underneath. Whoa. Oh, I forgot to breathe. Wow. First time I did that. But yeah, even before I was worried about trying to, fill in the dirt so I could give myself air underneath, it's more like natural building, you're going across, aiming down, dropping in blocks. Although now that I'm talking, I seem to be having a little bit more difficulty here. But, that's the way it is always, right? Try to show off and then you end up looking a little more silly. But yeah, so I mean this part seems to be fairly easy, or a lot easier I should say. I'm close to having my first layer done, in which case at that point we can throw our first top layer of glass down. And then at that point, then I just gotta kind of round it out with the next layer of dirt. So each time I go through, I'm not gonna have to go as high with the dirt, so I'll be using less of it as I go until I eventually hit the actual sea floor. And once that happens, I don't know if I'll go ahead and hollow it out quite yet, or if maybe what I'll do is I'll put a couple more layers digging down around it as I go, and then at that point we can go ahead and hollow it out. I brought with me a couple of fence gates, and fence gates are amazing for underwater building, because you can leave a fence gate open and completely walk in and out of it, but it stops the water from getting through. Now, normally, for water, you just throw a fence, or not a fence, a ladder or a sign or something like that in the way, but you can't really attach those to glass. But you can stick a fence gate between two pieces of glass, and it will fit in there, and it will give you the uh, same features, we'll call it. So, all right, now we're on to our next phase. So we'll head down, and we're going 2 over. So we'll just keep going. It's easier for me to do patterns. Oh, about to start taking damage again. Yeah, so we do patterns. So I'll do that all the way around, and I think eventually the last part will just be like a single one sticking out. But the way it works is we have it 6 across, and then you go down 1, and we go 2 on either side. And then I think there's a single 1, and then it goes 2 this way, and then the 6 that way. And it may sound complicated, but it's a little easier than it sounds. And if you have actually are interested in kind of doing something like this, let me know. Maybe I'll try and use some graphing and make out the layers of what I'm doing here, and kind of post it in like a small video response to my own video or something like that. So anyway, back to work. Alright, so we got that first layer done, and then it just seemed like it was awfully large, so I kind of added in a little bit smaller of a top layer there. And now we'll go down to the next layer. And for the next layer, the base here is actually going to go out 5 further from where it is right now. And instead of being 6 wide, it's now going to be 8 wide. So, this should be interesting. So yeah, from here, we're going out 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, of course, we're dropping down 5, and then of course one wider. So and we'll do this like we kind of did before. We'll have our arms coming out from the center, and then once we get all 4 of those going out, then we'll come back in, and then we'll fill it in. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, bit of a drop off here. And there's 8. That doesn't seem quite right here. So this is 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is not 6. Did I do that again? Let me look at this. Those are supposed to be 6 wide, and I thought I did go 6 wide. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, these are all 4 wide. Did I make the measurements wrong? Alright, let me take a look at this some more. So it's turning out to be not as difficult to fix as I thought. It's just missing like a couple rows for each one of these. So I pretty much go over to, like, say over here, and we just drop down. We add 1 more column up here, and of course we're out of dirt again. Then we come over here, add another column here, another column here. So it looks like it's four columns, and 1 here, and the last one here. Alright, and now these are all 6 wide. So let's see how this top fits in with that now. Actually, that still fits in pretty good. I think that'll work just fine. Alright, now we can go back to where I was, which was not this side. Actually, I think it was this way because it was heading off towards the edge. Alright, so at this point, so yeah, that makes it 6, so we actually needed to go one more this way. And that means that other side actually was correct, even though it looked like it was too much. And yes, I need to go to the surface yet. Alrighty, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or am I miscounting again? Oh, I added one extra one here. That's what I did. Okay. So yeah, it is correct. Take this one, because it's supposed to be after the 6 across, it goes 2, then there's one gap in the middle, and then 2. That is correct. Okay. And then, so yeah, this needs to go away. And then, oh, come on. Wasting dirt, which is kind of a funny thing to say. But I think I was told that dirt actually only costs a penny in the core mall. Which, if that's the case, I may just go back and buy a few stacks of it. Because that's pretty cheap, and it sounds like a much better idea than running back and mining a whole bunch of dirt, which would take time in of itself anyway. So let's see. Alright, so yeah, there's the outline for the next spoke of the wheel. That's, I think what I'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll use up what we got. So I'm going to finish what I have here, see how far I can get, then I'll go buy some more, and then we'll come back and see where we are. Alright, so we got our third row done. Much bit further out here. It definitely gets bigger as we go down. Also went through pretty much my inventory full of dirt again on that layer. As I get this way, I'm going to use less and less because it's pretty level as we get towards the edge. And eventually we'll get to the level of the floor and I won't have to do any more at that point. However, I can see as I'm coming over the edge here, this is going to take it all the way over the edge. So this could actually be kind of cool though. Because the glass will come way over the edge and come down, and depending on how I build underneath, as you come in here with the boat, it could look pretty cool. So I'll probably end up doing is I'll have a way of getting in here from, say, my basement or something over at the house, but we'll also have some kind of boat dock that we should put here, which would be kind of cool. So anyway, I am pretty much almost out of dirt again, so before I even start my next layer, we're going to head back and buy some more dirt. We'll have a lot of this dirt left when we're done here. Luckily, a stack only costs 64 cents, so... And we're already full on inventory. Okay. I'm not buying too many at a time. So, oops. I'm not wasting too much money on this, and I do have plans for a pretty epic mob farm. Well, I've already done it before, but we'll be doing the Enderman farm here on the server, kind of a community project. So that is coming up. So once that happens, you know, unless they decide to change the way money is done here, because it seems like mob farms imbalances the economy really quickly and makes it almost pointless. So I kind of hope that they actually do something along the lines of each kill becoming worth less and less, so that, you know, you can't just make up a fortune just by standing in front of a mob farm and one-hit killing everything. So alright, so let's see what our next layer is, and we'll keep on moving. Alright, so our next layer is going to be out 3 more, and then it's going to be 10 wide. These two are approaching the edge, so we'll start off over here. So again, we're just going one deeper, so we'll start off here. Let's go up and get a fresh breath before we start this. So it looks like it's only going to be 2 down. Okay, so that's going to be easy. 2, 3. Okay, that's it. And then we'll just bring this all the way across there. So this one, on the areas where I'm close to the bottom of the water here, that'll go pretty quickly. But the ones where I'm over the edge, that's going to take a bit more dirt, because I'm probably going to have to go down quite a ways. And I may actually have to pull out the and I won't call them cheaty techniques, but the glass panes to give myself something to breathe towards the bottom, because it'll take me almost as long to swim up to the top as it does to get to the bottom and start working, and then I'll pretty much be pointless at that point. Alright, so that's one. That was actually really quick. Almost wish that wasn't the drop off, but I do believe that the drop off is going to look pretty epic once this is actually done in glass and there's lighting inside and it'll be lit up, especially at night. So, all right, well, I'm going to get back to work, so I'll be back in a little bit. All right, got the next level done, and the cool part is over here at the base there. I'm only 2 away, so my next level will take me down to the bottom, so I won't have to go out any further around those edges. It'll just be coming down over here, which is actually kind of a pain. That I was going down probably 10 blocks on some of those already, so yep. Alright, so the next one, again, we're going out 3 more, and this time it'll be 12 wide. So I'll save those for last. We'll head back over here where we know it's going to be fairly easy, get this part of it done. So in this case we're only going 1, so it's 1, 2, 3. And yeah, so much easier when that's all you got to do, except if you miss your spot. And then of course you got a lot further to go to get to the surface. I gotta remember, just because it's easier to lay the blocks, it's now harder to get back to the surface, so I gotta give myself a little bit extra time while I'm doing this. But we're getting close to only having certain areas to have to work on. And at some point too, I'll end up making it a straight glass wall. I'm not gonna curve it back underneath at the middle and make it like a full sphere. The base will still be actually a flat bottom, so to say. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna work on this some more, and I'll be back in a little bit. Well, next row's done, and if you look over here, you'll see we have quite the wall going. And it was getting to be a real pain, and then I wouldn't say accidentally discovered, but as I ran out of materials and I went back, I realized that I can use that to breathe. I basically just have to type a slash back and I'll end up at the core mall and then slash back again and I will be right back to here underwater, right where I was. So I don't even have to go up and down anymore. I can stay right at the level I need to be. So we'll do that right here. And right when I gives me so much more air. There we go. Back to full again. I guess I'm a little bit up in the air, but again, not as far as having to swim all the way back up. So that's a kind of nifty little trick for a server. Apparently going back and forth too much might not be a good thing for the server. So, anyway, like I said, nifty little trick, definitely comes in handy, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this and I'll be back. So over on these sides we have reached the end as far as what we can do without digging further out. So I'm pretty much going to leave it like that, and we're going to call this, this will be, on this side as far as it goes. However, I would like to go a bit deeper out to get for larger, so we're going to have to continue to spread out on the back side. Man, gets so deep. Takes so much dirt. I'm gonna have so much left over. I'm buying like inventory after inventory full of dirt to do this part of it. But again, this is a whole lot easier, I think, than trying to do the glass frame and then go back in and fill it up. So, like I said, I think we'll do 1 or 2. I had drawn out 3 more layers. So we'll see kind of how this goes with my new trick. If it seems like it's going a little bit easier, I might I might continue to go down just because those just this part of the side here. But anyway, yeah, back to work. So it's always nice to know the people that run run the server. Um, XT was on earlier, and he was, cracking jokes of my using the back command an awful lot, so I was letting him know what I was doing. And he ended up giving me a couple sponges, which definitely kind of makes things go a little easier. So I've been using those. Unfortunately, I kind of run into a little bit of an issue where on the server, kind of like how the leaves don't decay and the sand blocks don't really fall. Well, the sponges, when you break it, the water doesn't come back, so it leaves these voids in the water. So I'm kind of a little more apprehensive to use those at the moment. I'm kind of, in areas where I know it's going to be inside the building, I don't worry too much. But if it's going to be on the outside, I don't want to have areas where there's no water going on the glass and it looks different, because then I'll have to kind of go in there with buckets maybe and try and get the water running again. So I'm kind of using some ladders and stuff like that. In addition, though, we also had the co-owner of the server come on, the Wark. Him and XT are both like I said, the co-owners of the server here. So he came on. He's actually currently looking at some videos of mine, and then he is going to come give me a hand over here. So it's kind of cool, get a little help. I'm mostly almost done with the outside, and then it's going to be coming down to putting in the glass and yeah, the putting in the glass on the outside, which should be the easy part, and then we'll have to go inside and start taking out all of the dirt, and it's gonna be a little bit of a project, but again, I think when this is done, it's really, really gonna look awesome. Sorry, I'm actually talking to work right now here, so. I'm not used to doing videos on, like I said, on the multiplayer, because then it's hard to type and talk at the same time. I've gotten pretty good at moving, you know, building, doing that kind of stuff while I talk. But I think, a different part of your brain you use when you're actually writing. So yeah, so he's gonna be coming over here and helping out a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of get a little more outlining done, and then I'll be back. Alright, and it looks like the work's back over here. Ooh, I could have sworn I had just breathed. Underwater work is dangerous, I tell you. Very, very dangerous if you're not paying attention. Looks like he's still watching some of the video. Talking about their earlier version of the server. Let me get over here to a safe spot. Alrighty, so while he does that, I think we'll go look and see how big we're getting. This might be. Alrighty. Yeah, so let me look at my plan here again real fast, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now it's time for the next ring. Like, I got these all over the place. This is another one of the tricks I used to always use. It's the glass panes. Makes for a nice, easy one. Alright, so for our next ring, I'll come down here and get this started down here. We're going to go out, I believe, 2 more, and this one's going to be 12 again. So let me go ahead and I'll get that started here. Alright, Seems like it's been hours, because it probably has been hours. I am just finishing up the last part, and the reason why it took a little bit longer is I definitely made an error when I was setting out my outlines. Um, Probably about my third ring down. I was supposed to be, I think, 4 on each side. 4 in the middle, 4 on each side for a total of 12, and I went 4 and 3. So it threw everything off, and I kind of started to adjust for it, thinking that maybe I'd wrote it down wrong. And no, I had wrote it down right, so I kind of had to go back. But luckily enough, I had actually gone out further than I needed to, so most of the fixing I had to do with shaving parts off. Over here looks like I have a little bit of stuff to add on yet, and I'm definitely going to have to go through and clean up all of the issues with the sponges. Alright, so we're actually putting in our windows now using my slash back trick, because at this point trying to put in ladders or glass panes, any of those things aren't really going to work very well because I'm not really in any place long enough for it to matter. This is the hardest part, is getting the these ones, because I have to go so far down to put the bases in. After this is done, then I'm just going to be, placing them across the top, and I think that'll go a lot quicker. All right, it's finally time for the fun part. We get to put in the roof, which means I'll actually have a larger area to walk on. Like I said, I always got to look for the positive as I sit here and give myself a sore pinky finger, trying not to fall off in water. Alright, well, we're at this point, but I think watching me for 5-10 minutes as I fill this in might be kind of boring, so I think we'll time-lapse this. And hope I don't die, because, corpse runs aren't as much fun to watch either, so. Alright, well, here we go. So I finished the outer glass last night, and then I had to go to bed. It was pretty late, and I've been trying to think of how I want to do this from this point on, and I realized that because it's so deep over there, I can definitely do multiple levels of this. So I can even do like an entire tree farm area, maybe at the top level, and then get some grass blocks to its bottom level. set up an entire sheep farm underneath with all the different colored sheep, the little sheep or shearing areas, and then maybe even on another lower level do like some actual regular farms. Even do some automated farms with like some bud switches and things like that. You know, turn this into a completely fully functioning farm, which is kind of cool. And then I'm trying to think of, okay, so with all the different levels, I'm going to need to reach them. So what I've decided is we're going to make the center a spiral staircase that goes all the way down through all the levels, interconnecting them. And in addition, it'll be a way that you can actually sail into this from a boat if you want to, and then have access to go down. So that is where we're going now. I think I'm going to need a little more dirt. So we'll head back into town, pick up a few more pieces of dirt to set up my staircase entrance here. And then we're finally going to be able to start emptying out the inside. I might actually, I think I probably need to take a trip to the nether and go on a hunting trip to get some more glowstone. And I'll probably kind of change where these ones are because this was kind of just put in to give us some light while we were digging this. And I'd rather kind of maybe do it in a more a pattern so it give it a better look from on the inside. So that's where we are now. Alright, so we are ready to get started on hollowing out the inside. So this is going to be the landing area. So it's kind of nice and large, give plenty of area to get it no matter which side you're on. You'll be able to kind of safely land here. We're going to go ahead and clear out all the glass here for now. And then we'll get my planks and my half slabs. And then we'll start working on the way down. What we'll end up doing is each one of the corners will be level. And then each space between, each block between that will go down a half a level. So we'll each length will drop down as you go around. Each leg will go down one full block. That way it'll make it easy to navigate. Said we'll go ahead and put glass blocks here. So it'll be like a nice clear picture all the way up to the top. And I'm thinking what I'm probably going to end up doing here is most of this is going to be a solid flat level of wood here, with the exception of wherever we decide we'll start our trip down. So let's see. I think we'll start it right here. So the first one is going to be half slabs. And then it'll be a full slab. And I need to get out my axe, which I left at home. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So like I said, at this point it'll be a half slab. And then we dig down. Put the full planks in here. Come on. And then looks like we'll have to eat away at this. Like I said, we'll find out exactly which point it stays level as we get down. Make sure we can easily walk our way down. So let's see, that'll be half slabs here, and then a full down there. I think that'll do. Yep, that'll work right there. And then this corner here will all be half slabs again. Alright, there we go. So yeah, this is how we'll be making it up. So this will be our top landing area. And then after that, we just start heading down. Alright, so far, here's our journey down. I think it's gonna work out rather well. Throwing in a glowstone every 5 levels, and I'm just rotating it by 1. So that one was that one's up there, so it's kind of clockwise, going to maneuver around as we head down towards the bottom. And we'll see exactly how far eventually we make it all the way towards the bottom. But for right now, looking pretty cool. So I think I'm far enough at now for at least my first level. So we're gonna go ahead and come up and we're gonna start clearing it and cleaning out. We're only a few levels down, but as you can see, it's already getting quite spacious in here. So this has some very, very good promise as far as what we can do in here. And I'm pretty excited for once I get it kind of cleared out. The biggest issue is making sure I have enough lighting. And since it's an even number here, I really would have preferred to just put one block here, but I was getting lighting level of 7 in areas around here. And I think at this point now, the most I get is an 8. Nope. Whoa, did I just get a 7 right here because there's nothing between the two. Ay, ay, ay. Whoops. Kind of hard to get that angle in there. Boy, gonna take a lot of glowstone, but then again, I did pick up a lot of glowstone. So I just want to make sure the last thing I really want, or the last thing I need, is to have mobs spawning on me while I'm in here doing this. And then we'll see what it looks like on the outside once we're finished with the glowstone. Because I'm hoping if I at least continue to keep it symmetrical and stuff, it should look good from the top. But yeah, we got quite a bit of room, and if you look up, this next level already adds quite a bit more depth on here. Eventually we'll get to where we stop dropping down, and this area here is where I'm going to have to fix some glowstone issues, because that's, like I said, that's where it's not symmetrical yet. And I really want to do so, not just because how it looks inside, but also from the outside. And that's a big thing, is, you know, looking at my mini map, you can kind of see it from the outside, and I want to make sure that the light creates a nice circle effect on there. That's the biggest thing, as I want it to actually look like it. And then, of course, as we get down below the surface on some of these, or below the bottom, it will become more like an oval type thing, as parts of it aren't seen and other parts are. But that part I can live with. But the very top part, I want it to look really cool. You know, really nice big circle, glowstone at regular intervals, kind of making it look cool. So we'll continue to work on this, and I think I'll come back after I get a couple more levels, and because at that point I think is where we'll put our very first floor in. Alright, so we got our our first floor looking pretty good here. I put in half slabs just because it seems like I'd still have issues with the mob spawning on it. So with the half slabs, I don't have to worry about that. And it still has a nice look to it. I love the spiral stairs going down. I may actually put in some kind of railing, maybe with the glass panes. We'll see. And also what I plan on doing is, I think at this point here I'm about 6 blocks from up top. So I can put my oak trees at about this point. Line them up nicely all the way going around. I've come up with something to put on the outside edge. I like to put some kind of, like, maybe even wheat or something here, if I can find a way. Because I don't think that they'll be hydrated with the glass in the way. But if they did, that'd be kind of cool. So I might check that out to see if that works. But we could do that, and then as we get deeper in, you see that we get higher and higher, so we can put like some of the other trees in here as well. But so far, I really liking how this is coming. The next floor down, as we do it, we'll go ahead and that's where we'll start putting in like our sheep farm. So I'll get some grass blocks, and I'll put those down there, let them start to spread with the light, and then we'll put in some kind of way of being able to access them all without actually getting in there, so I can shear them. Maybe come some kind of way with water as well too. But that's where we are. So let's go ahead and head up top, and we'll take a peek at what things look like from above now. And as I said, I might want to put some kind of safety rail in just because. but I think it actually looks pretty good. Let's see, where's my compass? We'll head up there to take a peek at it. Yeah, looks pretty cool. So that's where we are right now. So I'm gonna kind of do some tinkering with the spacing for my trees. Grab some dirt and then we'll come back in and see how it starts to look. So I'll be right back. All right, so here's our first ring of trees going here, and we kind of centered it from the middle here, and then I went out and made it so it was 4. So these are the 2 center blocks, skipped one, and then it was like 4 over 1 back, 4 over 2 back, and doing the same thing created a pretty good little circle here. So I kind of like how that turned out, and it's not underneath any lights, which is the key thing because that'll stop it from growing. Alright, so what I've done now is I've dug a trench. So at every point inside of here, we're within 3 blocks of this trench that I'm doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop that down 1 layer, put water in there, and then put our half slab back on top. And then that area over on the outside will be dirt, and we'll go ahead and plant wheat around there. Alright, so the tree idea, as it was, didn't quite work out. Oaks will grow with things around them as long as it's not in the direct above them problem. However, the birches and the spruces and some of those other ones require an actual decent amount of space. And that over there, that's Surge 0007, another one of our subscribers here from our channel. Showed up to play a little bit today, so we're gonna get him set up with a plot here on the island for building. Got a couple people now that have been playing over here, so like I said before, if you guys want to come on and play with us and just kind of see what it is that we put in the videos and just hang out, feel free. Click the links in the description. Put in a request to get in here, and Xtorment is really good about approving people and getting them on here. So yeah, so there's where we are right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. I'm gonna take I think it's Malcriado. I think it's how you pronounce it, but we're gonna find him a spot to build at. So I'll be back. Well, there we are. That's what we got for the moment. Looks pretty cool from the outside. I hear it looks even better from the other side. I wonder how far out I can get. We'll go ahead and swim a little bit. See what it looks like, because on this side is where the glass wall goes all the way down to the bottom of the surface there. Nice. I started to hollow out the next layer. And of course we'll probably have to go through and change what we have for that bottom layer, or I mean that middle layer for the ceiling floor type thing. Almost looks like a like a coliseum, like a basketball coliseum, you know, more of a modern, but still looks pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and end here right now. I still have to decide if I want to keep the trees here. It's all the trees grew, so I can definitely use it as a tree farm. But I think it kind of takes away from the coolness of it, because you can't really even see the glowstone anymore, and could just be like almost like a tree farm anywhere. So I may decide to reutilize this. I think I'll keep the wheat growing around the outside. Other problem we ran into is this. We are sitting smack dab on a big old ravine, which cuts all the way through. I went ahead and did the border going around the entire outside. So we've got the shape and everything. I still got to go through, put in a lot more glass, keep the same surface. Solid glass will be going in and around here. But yeah, as we go through, we definitely ran into some more drop-offs, which I kind of filled in. Only died once. This server has a nice little trap option, kind of like a bud switch. If you hollow out underneath gravel or sand, it doesn't fall. However, if you update the block next to sand with nothing underneath it, it definitely still falls like it should, which is interesting. It's kind of weird how that works. It doesn't doesn't fall when you're mining it or something like that, but it definitely will fall. Yeah, here's what I was saying. It's a pretty big ravine, but it definitely will fall if you take the one out. Like so, like it'd be like right here, and I was getting the block that was above this one, and all of a sudden I just plummeted through the floor down there. Luckily, I just used the back option to get down there, get my stuff, and then compass back up. But yeah, so this part is going to take a little bit more work because I am going to have to get down to like the basic floor level and then go through holding the shift and adding in blocks as we go to give me a temporary floor. I might even go down one more so I can do the floor slash ceiling, make it easier when I do the next floor down. But for now, we'll go ahead and call it here. I think next time I come on, there won't be any trees here. We'll think of something cool to do in here, kind of like with my my single player world. Had my nice little Zen garden. Maybe we'll do something along those lines up here. Got possibilities. That's interesting. No dirt. Oh well, I'll fix it later. But yep, so we'll call it here. So I think it was a decent episode. You know, this thing started as just a empty space in the water, built up a starting zone, spread it out through the glass. Kind of a nice little tutorial on one way to build underwater. It looks cool, and I think as we do more stuff to it, we can definitely make it look cooler. And of course, we even got to hang out with a couple more people here on the server, which is always fun. So with that, yep, we'll go ahead and call this an episode. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas for some other cool stuff we can do over here, let me know. Also, give me a like if you enjoyed this. And subscribe so you can be notified for any of my future Better Than Buildcraft and SMP fun adventures. And also, as far as the SMP here goes, if you're even remotely interested or just want to come out and say hi, go ahead and click the links down at the bottom. Go to the forum, sign up to come on the web page. I think it'll be a lot of fun getting a lot of people on here, especially with some of the big projects I have here, and we can get some people together and do some community projects. So, yep, that's it. So once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.